It is 6 o'clock, so we're going to call the meeting to order. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have roll call, please?
Frank Schoenbeck.
Here.
Cheryl Bigelow.
Here.
Felicia Madrid.
Here.
Judy Bory.
Here.
D.L. Kine.
Here.
And Heather Moeller.
Here. Thank you. The Commission may at this time take single action on any or all items listed as consent agenda items. These include acceptance of agenda and acceptance of minutes. Any member of the Commission may remove any item from the consent agenda for discussion and cause a separate vote on the matter later in the agenda. May I have a motion for the approval or acceptance of the agenda and meeting minutes?
I move that the Parks and Rec Commission accept the agenda as presented and approve the minutes from the October 2nd, 2024 regular meeting.
May I have a second?
I will second that.
May I have roll call, please?
Cheryl Bigelow.
Yes.
Felicia Madrid.
Yes.
Judy Bory.
Yes.
D.L. Kine.
Yes.
Frank Schoenbeck.
Yes.
And Heather Moeller.
Yes.
Okay, and that passes unanimously.
Thank you. Do any of the commissioners have anything to share? Any activities that you participated in?
I'll start.
Okay.
So, our wonderful Multi-Gen Center has all these great classes, and I was lucky enough to attend 2 of them last month. I did the We Are Energy class and that Will Awareness class. And those people are really, really good. Like, they followed up with me. I had a free risk assessment. I'm scheduling an appointment with the attorney. That's such a beneficial thing for the community. Telavita Bingo, of course, and the opening of Blossom Rock.
Very nice.
Oh, that was this month, though, huh?
That's all right. It's been that time since we've seen each other last.
I know, I was busy.
Between meetings. Blossom Rock, yes, I was there. What a place. Think about where we were parks-wise 8 years ago and compared to where we are now. It's amazing. And then I had a little fun on Halloween. That was a good time at the Halloween festival. And I'm still going to the gym.
Right.
So that's it.
I'll go. So I went to the grand opening of Blossom Rock. That was amazing. We planned to stay there all day from 1 to 8, and we did. So much fun. And my girls, they just were so happy at the end of the day. They had so much fun. So we went and saw the new dog park. I'm going to mention that Larry's dogs won Calmest Dogs, so they won an award.
All right.
So, yeah. And then we stayed for the movie and had cocoa and just, great park. Got to see the sunset from the top of the playground. Good day.
I also did Blossom Rock. I did yoga for the first time,
That's right.
which I know that sounds crazy, but I've always been like, I can't stretch. I'm not flexible. And then her kids were like, let's go. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't have a yoga mat. And then they're like, we have an extra one. I was like, of course, Parks and Rec plans an extra mat. And now I have to do this yoga thing. And it was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, we did that.
Did I get a sunburn? Absolutely. Did I have a UPF 50 umbrella and sunblock? Yep. Did I still get sunburn? Yes. But I have a really cool farmer's burn. That's why I'm wearing the jacket.
Memories.
But park was beautiful. I liked seeing the little doggies. Like, I'm not going to lie. It's nice at that dog park. Not that I don't love our dog park here, but I feel like the dog park here, I can't really go in and just dog watch. Like, it looks awkward as a person without a dog. That one I feel like is a little less like, why is this random person and just looking at dogs?
There's trees to hide behind.
Yeah, I could sneakily, no. No, it was a beautiful park, and I, just from talking to people that went, everyone loves it. And I do have I want to say an appointment, but I have a plan tomorrow. My parents are excited to see it. And they're like, we're going to start walking once a week. And my mom has been saying she needs a scenic walk. So I was like, you're welcome. The city built you a park for your walking.
And, well, I ended up with getting my COVID shot, my flu shot, and my RSV shot all at once.
Oh, dear.
And so I was down a little bit, but I feel great, that I've got that all out of the way. And I do walking out to the dog park, so I do watch the dogs, even though I don't have any anymore. But it's just fun to watch, everybody enjoying that outdoor area, our outdoor area. But that's all I was able to do this month. So hopefully this coming month I'll be able to catch up.
Thank you. I too enjoyed the Painted Sky Park grand opening, and there was so much activity and so much energy. And even though I think later in the day it got windy, but obviously the movie was a success. So
Sure was.
great job, you guys.
Great job. The wind literally died down for like the time of the movie.
Oh, it was meant to be.
It was perfect.
You know what was really cool? One of my favorite parts of that was the scavenger hunt. So whoever put that together, that was a superb idea.
I missed it.
Oh, it was so much fun. You got the ticket right when you walked in.
Yeah, there was like a.
There was so much to do.
There was.
So the only thing I will say, the band I think should have been put in a different spot, because so my friend wears hearing aids. Her hearing aids were blowing out, so she couldn't play any of the Parks and Rec games because the band was right there. But overall, it was so much fun. So she had to do an arts and crafts for her scavenger hunt because
We could hear them all the way at the dog parks. I don't think it would have mattered where we put them. That's
true.
And it was a DJ, not a band, but
sorry,
yeah.
But right smack, by the games, you had it. It was you were right there. But that's okay because there was
I
another
said the
thing
same.
to do.
They were too loud for me, but that's because I'm getting old ears. And so, good feedback.
And the free food trucks. I guess the developers paid for that. The donut one and the fruit one. See, I find all the free stuff.
I saw you.
Did you? Oh, I didn't see you. And you didn't come and say hello.
I'm a creeper. That's what I do. All right. So I'm going to ask Mr. Dave Butler for a staff report, please.
All right, so I have a couple updates on projects. I don't have as many pictures as Jamie tonight, so we've been too busy working to take pictures, so. So the biggest.
I don't believe it.
There's a lot of shade being thrown tonight.
Biggest
Going on.
projects that we finished in the past month, the lighting conversion at Prospector Park is complete. So the soccer fields and softball 3 and 4 are now all LED lighting. We completed the concrete ADA accessibility improvements to the dog park. And then also all of the Little League fence, that's some of the pictures that are on here right now, has been replaced with brand new fencing. So the entire facility got new fencing, the site fencing, the outfields, baseline fencing. It's now 8 feet tall, all new slats in the exterior, so we're not replacing windscreen every year. All new yellow topper for foul balls. It really looks, it just changed the entire appearance of that whole area. So it looks so much better out there. Some of the stuff that we're actually in the process of right now is some of these other photos. So they're working on the fencing at Superstition Shadows. So all of that will be replaced with the same 8-foot fence that we did at Little League. They started lighting out there today or yesterday. I can't remember. It's been a blur. But all of that ball field lighting is coming down, and that will be converted to LED in the next several weeks. And we're actually starting on the drainage ADA improvements at SSP as well. So the contractor should be on site next week starting all of those renovations. And then the last big update that I have is that all of our overseeding at all of the areas that are getting overseeded is now complete. The last one is Little League, and that should be hopefully ready to use in the next month or so. So that was the last one we were waiting on. Oh, I lied. I have one more. The Ramada roofs at Prospector Park are all being replaced. So they are almost done. I think they have 2 Ramadas left, and they should finish that by Friday of this week. So all new roofs on every Ramada at Prospector Park.
Are they metal? Are they
They're-
metal roofs?
They are metal roofs, yes.
And Dave, for the Ramada roofs, so we did a couple last year,
Yes.
and then Dave had planned in the budget, though, just to do them all. Our plan was to do them little by little, so we could spread the money out. But we have the funds right now in city funds, and so I think it was super wise just to get them all done at once, so that way they're ready to be, when they, 20 years, 30 years from now, whenever there's got to be changes, they'll be done at the same time again. So, great job.
And that's why we went metal again, so I don't ever have to worry about it again.
Good. Smart thinking.
So, and then that's all I had for you.
All right.
Questions?
Yes. Is there a drainage map for SSP?
When you say drainage
Like
map,
where are you doing the improvements?
the walking path that goes around the park.
By the bus parking, that one?
Yeah, so the south end crossing.
Yes.
And then right next to the tennis courts where it crosses into the playground.
Perfect, okay, got it. Because there was the flooding that was
Yes.
always, and the
Yep.
mud. and
Yep. Where the pathway kind of dips down.
That's getting remedied.
Yep.
Okay.
So that will be reset to grade, all ADA accessible, and it'll be even. And the intent is to not have flooding in those areas, so you can cross the sidewalk without getting wet.
Nice, okay. And then what's happening to the old Ramada roofs? Are they being like recycled?
The contractor is taking them because they're in such bad shape that there's nothing that we can do with them.
Okay.
It's old, pitted, rusted metal.
Okay.
So the contractor's taking them away, so we don't have to deal with them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is the one by the tennis courts. This will come out, a new head wall and concrete pipe will be installed here, and all of this will be essentially even grade, so there's no more slope. And then also this one here that is currently flooded in this photo
Yep,
will also be new head wall and concrete pipe, and then the water
Great.
should no longer come across sidewalk. It'll
that'll
go
be
underground.
awesome, because it's either flooded or there's mud there or
Yep.
dried up dirt, so that's awesome. Great.
And fencing is where again?
The fencing here is all around the ball field. So all of this ball field fencing, all of the dugout, and all of this outfield is what's being replaced right now. And then just to note too, the drainage improvements also improve our ADA accessibility, which is something that we really have been working on as well. So we're really excited to get that done.
Great.
All right. Well, thank you, Dave. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. All right. We're going to have a presentation and discussion update on upcoming events and activities by Jamie.
Good evening, Commission. My staff do take pictures because we don't mind working longer than 8 hours a day. So we are okay with making sure the job's done before we leave, which
held-
includes taking pictures.
She held on to
So
that, okay.
we all know how busy we were. We have a lot to share and report on. You guys were in attendance at a lot of things. So I just kind of want to remind you, we had the mud run this year. We had 309 runners out there. The weather actually cooperated and gave us some natural mud, which was kind of fun. But our parks team did do a great job putting together our obstacles, and we did a great job of making sure they got played in. We had our Pretty in Pink event, which had over 100 folks come out and dance, which was really nice. We hosted our first Paint with Pints out at Cat Wagon. The class was completely full. This month, we are having our next class on next Thursday or this Thursday? Tomorrow. It's tomorrow. That class is full, so if it is something you're interested in doing, I would get registered for December. And I don't know if anybody saw the painter out at Dog Park. That is our instructor for those classes. So she came out and was doing live painting out at Painted Sky. We are starting evening line dancing. That also starts tomorrow. So if you were one of the many who commented, why don't you have evening classes? We now do, so you can come dance on Thursday nights. As you guys mentioned, Painted Sky Park grand opening was a huge success. We believe at one point we probably estimated about 1,300 in peak attendance, and there was something for absolutely everybody out there. It was so exciting. We were fishing, they were catching fish, we were educating people about their fishing license. So please remember, if you choose to go out there, all of you have to have a fishing license through Game and Fish, and we can easily hook you up with that. So we also started flag football this month for sports. That is the upcoming sport. And Riley fully got into her new role as being in charge of special events, not of the special event process for off-city special events. So I want to remind you that if a business or somebody is chatting with you and they want to have a special event, their contact should start with Riley. So just kind of want to remind you guys of that. We did meet, want to give you guys an update that we did meet with the Daughters of the American Revolution. So they had come and spoke and asked for their assistance. So we are working with them to incorporate their message and to have them at upcoming events, starting with the 4th of July this year. Coming up in November, we have S'mores and Stories. That will be this Friday night. We did move it from Silly Mountain to the rodeo grounds to give us a little bit more space and to give us a lot more space away from all the dry vegetation that's out there, because we do use barrel fires to make the s'mores, so we just wanted to make it as safe as possible. If you are not registered, please remember you have to be registered. Do not make my staff turn you away for your s'mores. They would be very sad. So this is a registered event this year. During the month of November, we have 27 different classes, not sessions. We have 27 different classes that we are offering, anywhere from skateboard lessons to a concert in the park. We have a full moon hike out at Silly Mountain. We have an invasive grass pull. Well, we already did it. We already did it. Yes, we did. It's the first Saturday of the month, and I forget we've already had the first Saturday of the month. But we'll have another one for the first Saturday in December. So, yes, you are. You're absolutely. You do not even know how much fun they have out there. Tons of fun. Tons of fun.
See some pictures.
So, line dancing, cooking classes, along with all of the group fitness classes that are also offered. So, if you're looking for something to do during November, now is the time. And then we are starting a new teen program. Well, it's not really a program. We're starting small. But every third Friday night will be free for teens at the Multi-Gen Center. And then every quarter we will have a event that will be themed, either bringing in Coda Ice or a game truck or something that would be free for teens. But every third Friday at the MGC will be free for teens to come and hang out. Want to remind you that we will have holiday hours at the Multi-Gen Center. So on Veterans Day, it'll be 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. We are closed on Thanksgiving, Frank. So hold back, okay? If you really want to work out, you can come walk the outdoor track. And then Black Friday, which we will be having a promotion on monthly memberships. You can buy 1 month membership at 50% off, but holiday hours will also be 7 to 3 on Black Friday. So I know you guys are like, what can I do to help? Because you guys are always there. Holiday event is coming up. It is that first Saturday in December. Please let me know if you would like to work a craft booth or an activity booth, or if you have some great idea for your own booth. That is Jared's event. You can reach out to Jared, and we will make sure that we put you guys to work. So this concludes my report. Oh, it doesn't. Sorry. I have one more thing I want to share with you that we have in the works. So we have been working with the Treasure Box, which is over in the Antique Mall, which is the old Bashes, if you've been here long enough to know where that is. So we are working with them to bring Friday nights at Flatiron Park, where every Friday they'll be moving their food trucks that are usually on their property. They will move those over into our park, and it will be a partnership as we will provide art in the park with our staff and some fun kid games on Friday nights, and we're looking to start that the Friday night before our event. Now, you guys are getting a very sneak peek at that because we have not yet shared it with the public, but you can, as soon as you see that marketing, you'll be able to share that and come out and have dinner with us on Friday night. So,
And that will be at what time? Would that
they're
start?
doing it from 4 to 8. So early enough for the snowbirds to get dinner and late enough for working families to get dinner. Yes.
Are there vendors gonna be there as well? Like, so, and I'm presuming that they're all have their business licenses and TPTs?
So Riley's job is to work with the treasure box to make sure they already do that. So the
Well, I've
treasure
come across
boxes,
several that still don't. so
they're
that's what I was
supposed to.
asking.
So they will be held to the same standard of following all the process rules to be able to make sure that they have their city business license, they have their TPT. So yes, and we're super excited. So,
Yeah, kind of like a First Friday.
mhm. But every Friday,
Every Friday.
every Friday,
TGIF Friday.
Mhm. TJIF Fridays, all the Fridays.
Very cool.
You could do like a spin of TGIF. But like with
How did
food
that come
trucks.
about? Was that like
Thank
your
God,
idea
Food
or?
Truck Friday.
I think Riley did approach them. We've approached them several times before in the past, and I just think that timing now is probably the right time for them and probably the right time for us. But we did reach out to them when Riley, we're introducing Riley to the businesses, that this is your new contact, because they had contacts before, but
Right.
now it's like we have a new person. And it came from really that meeting of learning who Riley was and what her role was, that we could actually make this a little bit bigger and better.
Riley, make sure you go hit yourself over at Mall of Peddlers and introduce yourself because they're starting to do more too.
As I am transitioning some of my stuff and have more time, I will, we're going to be making rounds to try to hit some of the businesses. And then I'm also going to be using the chamber and our economic development to get out word that if people are having events, that they can reach out to me and we can set up a meeting and go through stuff.
Plus,
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, this is going to draw people into Flatiron Park too with
Exactly.
great positive events.
That's our hope.
And then just to piggyback on that, so I mean, all of you see Larry here today, and he was mentioning to many of you. So again, I think we shared, we were able to gain a management analyst in this year's budget. We went through all of the budget a while back ago, but we were able to split out some of Riley's job, so kind of cut it in half. But she gained citywide special event process. There's never been anybody who has really done all special event process for the city. So it will be a learning curve for everybody, but Riley is the right person to do that. So again, she has those relationships. She is starting to meet with those different groups, talk to them how important our process is, but also work with them to find a compromise and an easy medium. So please be patient. And just know, again, as Riley turns over jobs, then she'll be able to add more. But there's never been this role in our city before, so we're excited to start baby steps. And then Larry's in the audience today because he is the new management analyst. He's taking on her budget role, marketing, and then some of the special projects, financial types of stuff that Riley previously did. So next year it'll be Larry that's presenting on strategic plans. So he's soaking it all in right now.
I'll tell you, it makes my heart happy with this new position for you because it's one of my big peeves. I'll talk to you later. But it makes me really, really happy that there's a person like you now in control of all of that because it's really important, I think.
And then the last piece, because I do have one more, it was actually the very first thing on my list, is to share with you that at the last meeting, I did let you guys know that we had been recruiting and interviewing for our open coordinator position for senior services, senior and youth services. And we are very excited that Jody Dutra, who was the assistant to that role, is now fulfilling the coordinator position. So we're super excited to have her on board as the coordinator. And we will be looking to fill her position next. But really, that does conclude my report tonight.
I have a question for you. You said that you, as in Parks and Rec, can help with a fishing license. So does that mean we now sell fishing license?
No, I can show you how to get your fishing
Okay.
license. Yep. So we can even give you a QR code. We can, you get it from Arizona Game and Fish is where you purchase your fishing license for.
It can be done online.
It can be done
Nice,
online.
nice.
And for youth, it's only $5. And for adults, I believe when I got mine, it's $37.
For the year.
And we have booklets at the chamber on fish and game, you know, that people can pick up.
And there is fish in there, and they are catchable. Just not edible. Don't eat them. Put them back. You have to catch them and put them back.
Catch and release.
Yes.
I just wanted to say, I think the community will be really happy about your new position, Riley, and those new partnerships and events, because I know I've heard a lot of feedback about people just wanting to see those kinds of things. So everything takes time, but I know they'll be happy to see it. So
Thank you, Jamie. All right, so we're going to get some information about welcome bags to new developments from Liz.
So I think this was asked last meeting, and this is really just kind of an update. So those of you that were here a while back ago, Frank actually brought up this idea for the whole city. Wanted to know what we were going to be doing to educate, knowing that we're going to have an influx of new residents in our area. How would we educate them on all of our great services in the library and Parks and Rec and what the city has to offer to any of our community members? And so we shared that idea with the city manager's office, and they really ran with it. We have a big role in it because we have the staff that can kind of help while they're sitting at the counter stuffing bags, but the city manager's office manages this. They put out a call to all of the departments to be able to put things in. I actually brought a little sample for you guys to pass around, and you can see what goes in it. I didn't have enough to give you all. I'm not Jamie. But that we can kind of get an idea what is being shared with each in those new developments. And so the idea was that these are welcome bags to our community. So these are done at all of the new developments. And it was brought up a while back ago while we were having a lot of infill projects here on the north side of town to kind of get it worked out. So that way when we had folks moving into the south side, we'd already have a program going. And so I have a few little stats from the city manager's office that Riley helped me to gain. Since this was created, and I think last July was like the first ones that went out, maybe a little before July, but we have they've created and sent out 500 welcome bags since, not last July, I'm sorry, July 2023, so almost 18 months ago. We've done about 300 of those. And those went out to different areas like Obvious Radiance and Blossom Rock in Superstition Vistas area, but also the other smaller communities. So there's also something we like to call baby vistas. So there's another Superstition Vistas. It's an actual development that is like along baseline-ish. Does that sound right? That's the name of the development, not of the area. So that group, that was some new homes. The Havenly Project, Villa on Superstition, and some of those Lennar homes, some of those were the first ones we did that we reported back on about a year ago. So that's who the developments that have received them so far. And then they're putting out another call for about another 300 bags that will be created here in November and December and shared in the winter and spring as we get new residents. So it's been super successful. It's definitely just a good way. The city manager went and hand-delivered a lot of those to some of the developments. And he and our marketing folks, they go out and take those and meet with the builder, whoever is opening up that development, and all the new home residents, receive them to the best of our knowledge and ability. So again, they're kind of there as they come to be able to get them. So been very successful, and I just wanted to shout out to Frank because I think all of us think of these things, but really, I think it just took us asking again and saying how important it was for us to share, and it's been a good, successful project.
I'm glad to hear the follow-through. It was kind of getting developed with the idea for the group down south, and I think if anything, maybe I just provided a little. Let's hurry up and get to it.
I think we thought, like I said, it was more like a thought that people said we should do, something like blah, blah, blah.
Well, I'm glad we got to
Yeah.
it, because I think it makes a difference.
Thank you for pushing that.
Great information in there.
Any questions on that? That's just a little snapshot. I think that
Thank
was
you.
what you guys were interested in. Okay.
No, I love it, and I love that tote bag. I feel like every time I see
So
it, I get excited again.
So they do go and do neighborhood meetings. These tote bags are, and there's a new one coming out soon, sometime this winter. So they do take that to a lot of different things. So it's not just new residents getting things, just so you all know. This is just the welcome bag for new residents, but that makes its way to all of the neighborhood meetings and a lot of other places.
I just think it's great because I think it preemptively answers a lot of questions for residents that might turn into a complaint. And also, we live in an amazing city, so it shows them all the things that we have here and we have a lot. We're a hidden gem, I think, but yeah.
Thank you. All right, next we will have some old business, discussion and approval of the final draft of the Parks and Recreation Strategic Plan by Riley.
Oh.
Good evening, everybody. I have brought to you the strategic plan with all of the changes that we either discussed or that you sent if you were not here. I do appreciate all of your eyes that caught all of my mistakes. I hope that we fixed all of them. I am not going to go through this page by page. You guys have saw it last month. You had a week to review it, and so I'm just here to answer any and all questions that you have for me. And then if you want, we can approve it. If not, you can see my lovely face back in December. So, do we have any questions, comments, concerns that I can answer for you?
Anyone?
Love the cover.
Thank you. I cannot take credit for it. I did have Matt McNulty in the city manager's department. He did help me make the cover this time.
Wasn't this one of the pictures we got to choose from and
It
edited
is.
maybe a little? Okay, yeah.
Yep, it is one of the, it was the top voted picture.
Nice. It looks great. The way the edits you guys made to it.
I like the green ampersand.
Oh, yes. He's so good at like putting little touches in there for me.
Yeah.
Matt, if you can hear us, everybody loves it. Thank you.
Good job, Matt. Yeah, I feel like that could be used for future, the way he mapped that out.
I just like that we heard him say yay.
What's
this
that?
printing, Riley?
Huh?
In this printing, you just passed by it, page 3, it looks really good on the screen, but in the print, it's a lot darker.
Yeah, well, the pictures are.
Yeah, I think when you print the pictures, depending on what printer you use, depends on how it turns out. Because one printer of ours, it looks great. The next printer, it looks dark. The other printer, it looks light. This is on our website, so not a lot of people actually print it. So as long as it looks good on the screen,
Right.
is really what I focus on because that's where 90% of the people are going to see it. As you're looking through, we do have our survey. If you saw Liz or Larry at the grand opening, we are doing a survey on what people would like to see added. When we were looking at the survey with the responses we've got, pickleball courts are the number one, and we're already doing that. So we are marking that off our list, but we're going to keep that open so we can work on what our plan is next after this. So if somebody says something to you about, hey, I want so-and-so, or I wish we had this, tell them to look at our strategic plan to see if we have it planned, and if not, tell them to go take our survey and tell us what they would like.
Well, this is going to stay in my car with all my other resources.
Good.
So with that, basically you guys have a choice. And if you don't have any other questions, then now is the moment of truth for you guys to move on.
Madam Chair. I move that the Parks and Recreation Commission adopt the Parks and Recreation Strategic Plan as presented.
May I have a second?
Second.
May I have roll call?
Felicia Madrid,
Yes.
Judy Bory,
Yes.
D.L. Kine,
A resounding yes. Very much yes.
is that a yes?
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute.
I didn't quite hear you, I'm sorry. Frank Shanebeck,
Yes.
Cheryl Bigelow,
Yes.
and Heather Moeller.
Yes.
Okay, another unanimously passed
Thank you.
motion.
Good job, Riley.
Thank you.
Next, we will have,
Sorry, I was just going to say, well done to you guys also. You guys put a lot of effort into this and giving us feedback and are honest about things as we go. We really appreciate that, and definitely well done, Riley and the team.
Well, we appreciate the openness to criticism. It's a two-way street there.
And I
Thank you.
love the pictures of all the staff, you know, that's
do like those
really,
too.
really neat too.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice
Recognition.
pictures actually in here.
I do have to fight with parks to get them to take pictures. I don't think they love me for it, but the Halloween one, I didn't give them any options.
Dave.
Again, with the picture thing, we're too busy working. To take pictures, so.
But I did get Dave to do our November YDIR video. So
I saw that.
But
we
Yes,
are
good
we are
job.
moving up.
Good job. You did great.
You know, give him a GoPro, and while he's busy, he can take a video,
There
right?
you
Dad?
go.
We need picture proof to know you are working, right?
Worth 1,000 words.
All right. So next, we'll have some new business. Update on public art at the Multi-Generational Center by Liz.
Yeah, so we are really excited. So again, the Public Art Commission are the ones that work on all public art projects within the city. And just as a reminder, the city collects a small fee on new development, new commercial development, that 1% or whatever amount that is, that goes into a development or an art fee pot. They have quite a bit of money that they have collected. The dog park art was the first one that they had ever done. And then this next series of stuff was a lot of different wraps for electrical boxes, some art at the library, and then I'm going to share with you what's happening at the Multi-Gen Center. But all of these are more in the temporary art world. So the idea was the artist designs the graphic with in mind of what it's going to be wrapped on. So it's something that is not necessarily going to be permanent. So it's a very small cost compared to the dogs that were created. And then this, in that way, it can be changed out over time. They can do them in different locations, but kind of a really neat concept that a lot of cities are doing right now.
I just caught the one at the corner of Winchester and the trail on my way here tonight. There's
Yeah.
a coyote on an electrical box.
There's like about 5 or 6 around town.
It was really
so
eye-catching.
they're
very
all
eye-catching.
very different. So everyone was done by a different artist, and they all have a different kind of look, and they're really cool.
It was
So
awesome to
yeah,
see
keep
that.
an eye out.
I know, I saw a list somewhere, I don't remember, and it listed all the locations where
Yep.
everything's at.
I think Facebook, they shared it, one of our
I'm
city
sure they
pages.
did.
Yeah.
In addition, you can always go on to Legistar where our agendas are. The Public Art Commission, that's actually where I stole this information from. So I know the question was, what is going to be happening at the MGC? And as you know, Terrell was serving on that board. He was serving on the panel that interviewed the artists and was involved in a lot of that. Now that he's no longer with our commission, when that comes around again, if there's something related to us, be thinking if that's something you're interested in. It is a time commitment, and it is during the day typically, so there's several meetings, but give that some thought. This is the art that is going to be in the front of the MGC, and I'll show you down here. Larry was also part of the panel, Larry, or just, okay. So Larry, at the time, was the facility manager of the Multi-Gen Center, so we wanted to make sure that he was able to weigh in, talk about concerns and things we wanted to capture as far as operationally how it was going to work out. But this is what the artist designed, and their kind of like type of art is sort of this more, I don't know art terminology, but, so it's like really large, kind of stand out other images. So the birds are like larger than normal that they would be in this thing, but that's sort of the style of that artist. And so really cool. So this is the front entrance, and Larry, right? The front entrance, okay. The front entrance, so right when you're coming into the Multi-Gen Center, that great big window, this is a portion of that big window. And it's several pieces that go into each one of those panels that make up the whole art look. And so, again, this is the actual full art piece. This is what it looks like in front of the MGC.
So this has been installed?
It has not been installed yet, so they've just got done with all of those other pieces. This one, I'm not sure if it's just because it takes a little bit longer, or every artist is different, so they might be on a different project. They'll be working closely now with JJ and Larry to coordinate when it's going to get installed, because it is at our front entrance. But it should be happening in the next, I was told that there isn't an ETA right now, but their hope is I think by December.
That'd be nice before
Does that sound familiar to you guys? Okay. And they really didn't have a date for us. I think that was just what our hope is.
That's really be impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool artwork.
Cool. So, that's solely picked by the Art Commission. I think they've done such a neat job with everything in the community, and we are happy that that they include us and make sure that, our voices are heard as well. In the interest of art, and I feel like this is art, even though it's not necessarily public art, I just got this picture today, and it really made my heart happy. But Jared had shared, I know the team was working on, we had some unfortunate things happen to the backdrop of our stage. It was used as nesting and place of grossness for mice and other rodents. And so Kurt, who works on all of our shop stuff, he took all the backdrop off. The backdrop was just a fabric-covered kind of acoustical thing anyways. But then the team decided, what maybe we put up a vinyl something there, and it could be a great backdrop for whatever it is that we're doing. And I think it turned out so awesome. Wow. This was done by J. Ray Graphics. Thank you. And this is now permanently on our stage.
So graphic art then we got on there. Nice.
And we have that as a backdrop to many of our events. That's what makes it nice.
Absolutely. So yeah, it will be a backdrop to anybody else's event too that rents our stage. So, which will be really cool.
A lot of our events just have the mountain itself as a backdrop. So.
Yeah, true. So very cool. I just thought that was timely. It showed up today in my text message, so I figured I'd share it. And that wraps up that one.
Thank you, Liz. Presentation of newly appointed and reappointed commission members and overview of the upcoming officers' election process. Also, Liz.
All right. So first off, we just want to congratulate Frank at being reappointed to the commission. We're so thankful.
That guy.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Yes, I always breathe a sigh of relief whenever they finalize that.
I had those people in my pocket all along.
Yeah. I think they know that I'd be really sad if they didn't reappoint you. Unfortunately, the other individual that was appointed determined later that he was not able to serve. And so we only do that process one time a year. And unless we don't have a quorum, we wouldn't be going back. So we have more than a quorum right now. We can operate with 6 people on our commission. And so we will stay 6 until next year. And then I don't know how many are up, but that position will also be up next year. So it will be an extra position that will be up for for appointment at that time.
Kind of like when somebody leaves city council in the middle of a term.
Yeah, except for in city council, they appoint them. They themselves appoint
But they
a new
finish
person.
out that term.
Thank you. Yes, correct. So we have a quorum. We will not be having anybody new. So you guys are everybody here is old hat and knows how to, knows the ropes. So that's really cool that we're have a great group here. Next month is our election process for officers. And so we do that process each year. I want to say, I think Heather has served us marvelously. And I think really is an important role, our chair position. And Cheryl has been able to fill in as a vice chair, has actually had to conduct a meeting at one point in time. So you guys have done a great job. Next month, the way that works is that we will open up. There will be a whole script that will be given out. Again, I think everybody was here last year for it. So you kind of have an understanding already. But basically what will happen is that Heather will open up a call for nominations, and we actually have to vote to open up the call for nominations, and then we actually do nominations, and people will be able to offer their who they want to nominate. We will start with the chair position, and then after that, Heather would close the nominations, and then she will start the vote on the very first person that was nominated. And then if that person gets all the votes, gets enough for a majority, then they're it. If they don't, we move on to the second person that's nominated and so on. Once the chair is finished, then then we open up the nominations for vice chair and we go through the same process. So again, everybody here has kind of been through that at least once, some of you multiple times. is my biggest message to all of you is to really think about, make sure somebody wants to be nominated. We've gone through the process where everybody was nominated and everybody declined or didn't vote for themselves and didn't get a majority. So, if you're super, super interested in something great, I think it's something that you guys really need to kind of know what you want to get into. If Heather's interested in staying on, those are all things that you guys can kind of determine for yourselves. And
Oh, so you could get reelected?
yes,
yeah.
lots of people have stayed in the position for a really long time.
Tesla's for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But
And-
one thing, if you're interested in running and you don't want to nominate yourself, please contact another member and ask them to nominate you for that office, whether it's chairperson or vice chair, because it feels awkward to nominate yourself, and yet you may be sitting there saying, I wish. So please contact somebody and say, hey, please nominate me, and that way we get to vote for people who are really looking and interested.
And we have everyone's email, so.
Yeah.
And then keep in mind, you cannot have a quorum to talk about those things. So you can't get with 4 of you and decide things, It's really important. Everybody's gone through all of that stuff with Joel. And I think just the key is that if you think somebody might be good for it, please double check with them that they're really interested, because some people just don't really want to make that commitment. And it is a process that we go through. So any other questions on it or how that works?
Just to be clear, we're going to be voting for the chair and vice chair December meeting, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Looks like there's no call to the public this evening, so we'll move right along. Commissioners, if you have any suggestions or recommendations being added to the next agenda, now is your time to speak up. Anyone? Uh-oh, Frank is thinking.
No?
No?
I smell smoke coming on.
No, I'm just busy trying to keep up with what's going on already.
Okay. All right, I got nothing. Okay.
Maybe some more information from Riley on what's, what she's got in the plans kind of thing would be great.
We just don't want to miss you.
Yeah.
With the strategic plan being done, we have to have a reason to bring you back.
I will come back anytime you want.
The special event, citywide special event process would be a good thing for you guys all to know more about. I mean, it's not that different than, it's exactly what we do in our own parks, but now we are spreading that love all throughout the city.
Spreading the love. Yes.
And collecting the fees.
All right, I'm going to ask for a motion in regards to the selection of the dates, times, location, and the purpose for our next meeting.
I move that the Parks and Recreation Commission hold a regular meeting on December 4th, 2024 at 6 p.m. in the City Council chambers located at 300 East Superstition Boulevard.
And do I have a second?
Second.
Ooh, it's a
Tag you're it.
Go ahead.
Tag you're it.
All right, and may I have a roll call, please?
Judy Bory,
Yes.
D.L. Kine,
Yes.
Frank Shanebeck,
Yes.
Cheryl Bigelow,
Yes.
Felicia Madrid,
Yes.
and Heather Miller.
Yes.
Okay, and that motion passes.
All right, then I'm going to go ahead and, thank you very much. And I'm going to go ahead and adjourn this meeting at 6:48 p.m. Thank you very much.